few people have been asking me where I went after John and Jimmy started working together again recently. So now I'm going to speak out about it like Jimmy and John are always saying to do. They're always preaching about speaking your truth and standing up for what you believe in. And they constantly proclaim speaking out and exposing corruption. And to me, that's very ironic because all this time, Jimmy has been too afraid and quiet to even confront John about his mutual resentment towards him deleting our old videos, something John promised he would never do. And I know all this because this goes all the way back to 2019, when John abruptly canceled the roundtable after our Freemason video. That was actually our final video as the roundtable. Me and John actually got into a big argument over it because at that time he wanted to find himself and take this weird spiritual journey because he said he couldn't handle it anymore. And he said that he was going to delete all of our old work, which I've since re-uploaded. It actually was so bad that I even threatened our friendship over it because I told him that it wasn't just his work. It was our hard work that he wanted to just unilaterally delete. And John has always been very unilateral and even selfish. He's always been self-centered and self-righteous. And what did Jimmy do? Even though he was equally angry and disappointed, he stood silent. He stood silent out of fear of losing John's favor and clout because he didn't want to make any waves, to quote him. And to be honest, I didn't really give a shit about all that back then. And I still don't give a shit about any of that now. John is not a man of his word by deleting all of our old hard work and abandoning the community. These were things that he said he would never do. And he said that he would always keep our videos up, especially after I told him how much hard work he put into it, how much it meant to us, and how much it meant to the community. And so he agreed that he would never do it. So I don't trust him for that. And I don't appreciate him doing that and all of a sudden just wanting to come right back into the game. And he's not a man of his word. He's not a man of his word. He's someone who can change his course and decide to take a spiritual journey and ditch his commitments at any time and whenever he wants and just re-enter the game when it's convenient for him. Especially after all of his new spiritual bullshit videos failed to capture nearly the audience that we once enjoyed. So now he just wants to come back, and Jimmy just sits there brown-nosing and applauding him, even though he's told me that he's too afraid to speak up, which is ironic considering that he talks about exposing the truth and standing his ground. To me, that's very hypocritical. They talk so much about standing their ground and speaking their truth, you know, being men of their word, having integrity and all that. Well, John, if you're a real badass, why didn't you keep your word and keep our old work up? Why can't you take the heat when it gets hot in the kitchen? On a whim, you can suddenly quit, change course, and delete our hard work, as you've clearly shown. Why would anyone want to trust someone like that. It's ironic. It's very ironic. Jimmy, if you're a real badass, why can't you even confront John about your secret resentment of the deletion of our old videos and hard work and speak out like you supposedly do with everything else? Irony. And the truth is, they've honestly both left the JW community to a large degree. I mean, even though they, had great content, Jimmy, by and large, left it behind to pursue QAnon bullshit about how Trump is still in power and controlling the military, secretly, of course. And John left the community and went on a spiritual bullshit journey that nobody gave a shit about because he was overwhelmed by the responsibility. And now he just wants to, ironically, come back. I've been in this community since day one, and I will never leave this community until the governing body is no more. But John and Jimmy are bullshitters. They're not like that. They talk a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, have no real integrity or grit. Not when the smoke clears. Not when the shit hits the fan and gets hot. They just run their mouths. And I'm tired of hearing about it, so I'm going to do exactly what they constantly tell everyone else to do and expose their deception. Have a nice day.